Om Bhadram Kardivi Srinyama Bhadram Pashimakshabhiryajatra Sthirairangaistastavam Sastanovi Vyaseva Deva Hitam Yadaya Swasti no Indro Vrihastava Swasti na Pusha Vishvareva Swasti nastaksho arishtanemi Swasti no vrahaspati irdadatu Oh Lord, we're here to listen to your name, the Lord without name and form, and the Lord with name and form. As we see in the altar, Krishna Bhagavan, Lord Shiva, Swami Parameshananda, the Buddha, and all the deities like Mother Durga. And Lord, let us see you in all of your creation, because this is how it is. We have nothing to do with creation. We didn't know where our bodies came from, but where our mind came from, our intellect came from, and our ego comes from. It all comes from that unmanifested God without name and form consciousness. So we surrender to you this morning. Help us to realize that you are everything, and we are just in a false state of identification. It is our duty in this lifetime with this human birth to lift ourselves up so that we can realize, we can rediscover that we are that God that we pray to, the God with name and without name and form. Let us pay adoration to Krishna. जो तो मिटाना चाहे जीवन के कृष्णा, जो तो मिटाना चाहे जीवन के कृष्णा, सबहु श्याम बोल बंदे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण, सबहु श्याम बोल बंदे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण. Oh Lord, let us call your name all the time, morning and evening. Krishna nama pavan pavan, Krishna nama pyara pyara, jo na bole Krishna Krishna, nitya kararam kya mane. Chahe agar ujiyara, jo na bole Krishna, subah sham bol bande Krishna Krishna Krishna. Jisko mile na fira, सुख का मरम क्या जाने, जो न धाये कृष्ण कृष्ण, नित्य का धर्म क्या माने. चाहे अगर उजियारा, जो न बोले कृष्ण, चाहे अगर उजियारा, जो न बोले कृष्ण, सुबह शाम बोल बंदे कृष्ण कृष्ण कृष्ण, सुबह शाम बोल बंदे Krishna Krishna Krishna. चोर दे बतक न दर दर, तोर दे हम का जीरा, भूल जा जगत की वैभव, दुखो है कदेरा. फिर क्यों मारा मारा, जो न बोले कृष्ण, फिर क्यों मारा मारा, जो न बोले कृष्ण, सुबह शाम बोल बंदे Krishna Krishna Krishna, subah sham bol bande Krishna Krishna Krishna. Oh. How beautiful morning. After a beautiful sadhana, spiritual practice, yoga and meditation, and going out there and running and walking and going to the pond and think of Lord Shiva, and so beautiful. And as you've seen the photos yesterday, coming back and wanting to do some good. And good, we can do good in many ways. We can help people, we can talk to them, we can spend our money on them, share our money with them. And then we can also, like I'm doing, share the knowledge through the grace of Guruji, Swami Parameshananda ji. Om. Guru Mata Pita, Guru Bandhu Sakha, Tere Charanam mein Guru, Mera koti pranam. Tere Charanam mein Guru, Mera koti pranam. To be going to the feet of the Guru, a Guru of the caliber of Swami Parameshananda ji, God incarnate. You know, I speak about God not from what the books say, because Swami Parameshananda is that caliber where, like, you see the photo there, he can come out of that photo, which he did, and he gives the darshan of purity. He can, in meditation, he can come. This is how God communicates. He can communicate through meditation when you speak his language of silence, total silence, silence of the body and soul, silence of the mind. And you get that silence from doing seva. So he puts you in the right place. Not only did he take me out of this mundane life, but he puts me in the right place at the right time to get the right experience, to continue and sustain that purity that he initially gives. Miracle in the night, you go to sleep and you wake up in the morning and you are a realized soul. Never have a decision to say, okay, I want to be a Swamiji, I want to be a realized soul. That was not in my purview, but he did it. So to sustain, and all over the world he has got me doing. But one of the nicest things that he has done is allow me to rehabilitate, refurbish, and re-energize that ashram in Bajitpur where he took birth in 1896. And in 1916, 20 years after, when he would have got God realization. But for those first 20 years, it was all his leela, his drama. He was enacting what it is, what someone has to do to become a realized soul like him. He never fell. He announced his coming as Lord Shiva, and he sustained it, and then he would have given up his body. So he puts you in the right place at the right time to serve. And these experiences, and going and building hospitals and going or ashrams all over the world, the opportunity to serve. So, my God, pilgrimages. These are the workings of God. And this morning, we're worshipping him. And I want to just read one or two slokas that talks about worship. That here we worship and we want to be like you, O Swami Parameshananda ji. And Krishna Bhagwan, you know, this Bhagavad Gita, Swami Parameshananda ji would have said, spend at least 2 hours of the day reading the Bhagavad Gita and other scriptures. But Bhagavad Gita, I'm encompassing of all the scriptures, not of Hinduism, but all, because he gives the questions and answers. Krishna Bhagwan was, Arjuna was asking the question and Krishna Bhagwan was giving the answer. But in Swami Parameshananda ji case, when he would have given us the Shangavani, he, in the modern day age saint, he had to ask the right question, and so he could give the right answers. And he would have said, what is the goal of life? Self-realization, universal emancipation. What is religion? Self-sacrifice, self-abnegation, deny yourself of the luxury, self-discipline, adherence to truth and countenance. Now this religion, it is for everyone, not just Swamiji's, what I'm saying there, but householders too. Because you don't want to wait to become a sannyas in the last stage of your life when your body is weak and the mind is all weak also. You have to go to God when you're strong. A weak person can't go to God. Only a strong person with determination, physical, mental strength. And he would have said, What is this? What is real death? Forgetfulness of the self. What is real life? Self-possession, self-remembrance, self-consciousness. What are real virtues? Heroism, virility, humanliness, and aspiration for emancipation. How beautiful. And look at this one. What are real sins? Weakness, fear, cowardice, meanness, and selfishness. When Swami Parameshananda, you under his control, he will send you to places that you will never thought you can function and be productive. Going to conflict resolutions to Syria and Lebanon, and going to Palestine and Israel, and doing spiritual harmony in Australia, going Parliament of World Religions and Hindu Mandir Executive Conference here in America, and Interfaith Center of New York, and so many places, United Nations, speaking to the Security Council and General Assembly. Who is doing that? That's not me. I want to let it clear. Ego doesn't have a place here. But I have to speak about how Parameshananda works, and the only way to speak is through direct experience with him. But Krishna Bhagavan would have said that what talks a little worship in Bhagavad Gita, and chapter 7, verse 21, Krishna Bhagavan is saying, Yo yam tanum bhakta sradhaya richitam michyati tasya chalam sradham tam eva vidye aham. And he's saying, Arjuna, whatever celestial form a devotee seeks to worship with reverence, I appear to him in that form. And it is like this. Worship of gods as one perceive him is not harmful, as this keeps the devotee God-minded. However, it is only a stepping stone that will eventually lead to the Supreme God. So here Krishna Bhagavan is saying, ask for anything of Mother Lakshmi, Mother Saraswati, or Ganeshji, but are you really asking me? Who is he talking about? Consciousness. Him without name and form. And then he goes on to say in verse 7, chapter 22, Sataya sradhaya yaktas tasya ardanam ihate labate cha tata kaman maiva vidhitam hitan. Endowed with this faith, the devotee engaged in the worship of that form, and from it he obtains his desires, which are being actually ordained by me. Men of mediocre understanding think that the deity worship is the giver, when in fact the supreme consciousness is the original source. The wisdom of the gurus is really the inspiration of God. And he continues to say, Krishna Bhagavan is telling Arjuna, Yapya anya devata bhakta yajanti sradhaya anvita tepi mameva kaunteya yajanti adi avidhi purvakam. O son of Kunti, O Arjuna, the devotees who worship other gods with due reverence actually worship me in fact, though not in the right way. The powers that minor gods have in fact come from Ishvara, me. The boons bestowed by minor gods bind man to the cycle of birth and death. Just like an officer of a government can administer for the welfare of the citizens, in the same way, lesser gods fulfill the needs of the devotees. They are not doing a favor by merely following the laws of the Supreme God. The disciple rightly deserves the grace. No deity can bestow boon without the Lord's grace. So what he's saying here, let us move from the creator, from the created to the creator. In other words, whatever was created, the illusion, the minor gods, the deities come to fulfill desire, to make you comfortable in this manifested universe. But at some point in time, they are the pathways. They will lead you to the higher God, the Creator. So devotees, born again, I have said it many times, let us move from the created to the Creator. And where is all of that? In this body of ours, this murti of ours. The life in us is the Creator, and the body is the created. It's the 5 elements. What you see out there, it's inside. All of it is in this body. And what you don't see out there also is in this body. So let's lift ourselves this morning and we join in Aarti. Thanks for coming in and joining. I was at the Sri Chinmoy place. And every morning I will go there and I will look at his body lying in the ground. He had attracted so many disciples from all over the world. And when you go there, you could feel the ambience, the serenity and the divinity, because so much meditation is going on there. And I think of Swami Parameshananda when I go there. His body is lying in Bajitpur in that coffin, 6 feet on the ground, the white marble, square marble, and next to it is that markings of where he got God realization. So Pranavanand Shamji was said, this is what God realization, and this is the end of the body. Make your decision. Do you want to just haphazardly live your life enjoying, or you want to utilize this body for a better cause? Moksha. Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho, Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho, Om Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho, Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho, Om Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho, Hare Guru Shankara Shiva Shambho. These were the words that came out of his mouth when he got God realization. That's why it's something that we do every time that we do arati, or we really want to be in contact and remind ourselves that who is this great saint? Who is this God? Panavananda. Om Gange Chayamane Chaiva Godavari Saraswati Narmada Sindhu Kaveri Jale Asmin Snanidim Kuru. Om Kurukshetra Gaya Ganga Prabhasa Pushkarani Cha Tirtanyatani Punyani Kale Bhavanto Om. Om Amrito Pasternamasi Swaha, Amrita Pidhanamasi Swaha, Om Satyam Yasha Srimayi Sratam Swaha, Om Shanno Devi Ravishtaya Apo Bhavanta Pitaye Shanno Ravi Sravantona, Om Vak Vak, Om Prana Prana, Om Chakshu Chakshu, Om Srotram Srotram, Om Nabhi, Om Hridayam, Om Kantaha, Om Siraha, Om Bahobhyam Yashobalam, Om Karetala Karaprishte, Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam, Purnat Purnamudachyate, Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Sahasra Shirisha Purusha Sahasrakshu Sahasrapat Sabhumin Sarvato Sritva Atyatishta Dashangulam. Om Sarvataha Pani Padam Sarvato Akshi Shiro Mukam Sarvatah Sruti Maloke Sarvamavritya Tishtati. Om Jyoti Shama Pita Jyoti Tamasaha Paramuchyate. Jnanam Gyayam Jnanagamyam Riddhi Sarvasya Vishtitam. Om Gatir Bharta Prabhu Sakshi Nivashaho Sharanam Sure Prabha Pralaya Sthanam Nidhanam bijamabhayam. Om Tvamadideva Purusha Purana. Tvamasya Visvasya Param Nidhanam. Tvamabhaya Swaswato Dharma Gupta. Sanatanastvam Purusho Mato Me. Om Pitasi Lokasya Characharasya. Tvamasya Pujasya Garur Garum. Natvat samo asti abhyadika. Koto anyo lokatrai. Api pratimam prabhavo. Om Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Guru Om Shiva Om. Guru Om Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Om Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Om Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Guru Om Shiva Om. Guru Om Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Om Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Devotees, join me as we surrender ourselves, body, mind, intellect and ego, and then naturally we will become consciousness. Om Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Guru Om Shiva Om. Guru Om Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Om Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Om Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Om Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. Karo Jaya Guru Om. Karo Jaya Shiva Om. In a meditative manner with clasped hands, it's a sign of surrendering and a sign of humility when we clasp our hands in the Namaste. And you can be choosing your deity if it's not on the altar. If the Christ, it's the Buddha, it's Mother Durga. But remember, as we were reading just now, try to worship God without name and form. Lift yourself up. We've been worshiping God with name and form. That's the lower worship as they will lead us to God. But how long should we wait? They've led us so many years, so many births. This morning, let us go and worship God in without name and form. And where is that God? It's inside of you. That thing that tells you that you're alive or you're dead. That is the God we want to worship. That thing, that is consciousness. God without name and form. Let us adore God. Om Jnanam Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuru Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Om Mantra Satyam Puja Satyam Satyam Deva Niranjana Gurur Vakyam Sada Satyam Satyameva Paramam Param. Om Akanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatparam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Om Pitri Matri Surira Bandhu Vidyatirtani Devata Natulyam Guruna Sekram Sparshayet Paramam Param. Om Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurur Deva Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Om Dhyana Moolam Gurur Murti Puja Moolam Guru Param Mantra Moolam Gurur Vakyam Moksha Moolam Guru Kripam. Om Brahmanandam Paramasukaram Kevalam Dhyana Murti Dantvatitam Gagana Sadrisham Tattvamasyadhi Laksham. Om Ekam Nityam Bhimalam Chalam Sarvara Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Tvameva Mata Chapita Tvameva Tvameva Bandhuscha Sata Tvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravinam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Mama Deva Deva. Guru Kripahi Kevalam Guru Kripahi Kevalam. Om Guru Kripahi Kevalam Guru Kripahi Kevalam Guru Kripahi Kevalam Guru Kripahi Kevalam. Bolo Sisi Krishna Guru Maharaj Ki Jai, Sat Santan Ki Jai, Jai Sita Ram. Do partake of the remnants from the worship, washing of the feet of the Guru and God, and drink it and then pass it all over your body. This will invigorate you. The faith, with faith and devotion you're doing, we are doing this, so we'll get the benefit. Devotees, you know you're doing good and you're well on your path to moksha when nothing bothers you. No person, no thing. Because one day you leave them all and they will have no contribution to the well-being or to not to your well-being. So while you're alive, make the adjustment. Don't look for praises from anyone. You know, I went to a mandir, and there was a young lady that went with me, and she, And she was telling me, oh, Swamiji, tell the people how good work I'm doing. And I didn't do it because I didn't feel like that was cheap, And she was so annoyed. This is the kind of thing that will destroy our moksha liberation. Don't put any attention and importance to this mundane life. Do your duties, perfect duties, but always think about God. Hari Om, Shanti, Shanti, Hari Om. Pray, worship. Take blessings. Gurudev, Buddha, Sant Bhagavan, Lord Shiva, and Krishna Bhagavan. Om Bhurabhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhurabhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Oh, Surya Narayan, Hari Om, Shanti, Shanti, Hari Om.